Do you feel overwhelmed by the thousands of things that you're told to learn as a jazz beginner? Now, the most difficult part is not practicing, it is figuring out what to work on. I've taught jazz for more than 20 years, and starting with these 3 basic things always helps students progress faster and stay motivated. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 things to focus on for soloing, chords, and the overload skill that gives your playing the right jazz flow, so that you can enjoy playing real jazz solos and chords. Jazz has the reputation of being a style of music that requires hundreds of scales just to get started, but that's a myth. You want to keep it simple and work towards connecting everything to the music, not just scale practice and exercises. And there is a method for that. Now, I'm pretty sure you know which scale to start with, but it may still disappoint a few that the pentatonic scale isn't really enough. The sound that you think of when you think of a jazz lick is not what you get from the pentatonic scale, because that sounds like this. And compare that to a bebop-inspired line, which is the sound most of us associate with jazz. There's just some things that are not in there in the pentatonic scale. So how do you start working towards getting that sound into your playing? Now, you focus on the major scale. In fact, you can play most jazz music using just 3 scales, but the major scale is the foundation, and there are tons of jazz songs that you can play with just this one, as long as you learn the right exercises and practice efficiently. Since I mentioned that you only need 3 scales, let me quickly explain that. I'm talking about major, harmonic, and melodic minor. I have another video talking about that, but if you're not yet playing jazz songs, then that's not what you should focus on. It's a lot of theory. This video is much more practical and useful right now. Now you're probably wondering, what is he talking about? How do you actually practice the major scale in a way that pays off when you're soloing? So here's the fast version, but fair warning, you will need to put in the work and get it under your fingers and into your ears. Think of a jazz song as a house. The bricks that the house is built from are 7th chords. There's no house without the bricks, and those bricks are the simple 7th chords. To make those building blocks a part of your playing, you should practice the diatonic arpeggios in the scale, what I often refer to as the most important scale exercise in jazz. Don't spend too much time on complete arpeggio positions, because that's not what you hear in real jazz solos. Take a look at this Charlie Parker solo. You'll notice 1 octave 7th chord arpeggios all over the place. But these arpeggios appear right in the middle of lines and are surrounded by scale notes. So building that connection is super useful. Now there's an easy way to stack exercises to make diatonic arpeggios easier to learn. As a bonus, you will also pick up other useful skills along the way. Let's break that down step by step. Start with the scale and get that into your fingers and into your ears. Instead of going directly to the 7th chord arpeggios, then you can start with the interval that the arpeggios are constructed from, the diatonic thirds. And now you can stack 2 thirds on top of each other, and then you have a triad, a 3-note chord that is super useful for your solos. And if you add 1 more third, you have the 7th chord arpeggio, the real bread and butter of jazz lines. Once you've got these arpeggios down, try running them through a song like Autumn Leaves. Play the arpeggio for each chord as it comes up. This really helps you target the chords in your solos, connects your solo to the harmony, and makes your lines sound pro. With this exercise, you'll have arpeggios for every chord, so you can really nail the changes in your solos. And even better, you can use different arpeggios over the same chord, and this gives you endless options for creative solos. Check out how much you can do with that in this short example. But remember, soloing is only half the story. If you want to solo over chords, you also need to be able to play the chords and really know how they sound. Let's look at that. Jazz beginners often waste a lot of time learning endless chord shapes and inversions, but without being able to play any songs. Don't fall into that trap. The best way to start with jazz chords is just like you did with scales and arpeggios. Keep it simple and connected to real music. Most jazz songs are in a key, and most of the chords that you'll see are just the basic chords from that key. These are called diatonic chords, which just means they use only the notes from the scale. Now, instead of jumping into complicated chords with lots of extra notes, start with a strong foundation. And that means learning a set of easy, flexible chords that you can actually use in songs to play and hear the harmony. The best place to start? Shell voicings. These are simple 3-note versions of 7th chords. Normally a 7th chord has 4 notes, as you saw in the arpeggio exercises, but shell voicings leave out the 5th, so they're easier to play but still sound complete. There are 2 main types of shell voicings. This one with the root on the 6th string, and then this with the root on the 5th string. Now the important notes, the 3rd and the 7th, are on the middle string set, here or here, and the root is either on the 6th string or on the 5th string. You want to learn the shell voicings in the context of a scale. That way you learn a group of chords that also work together in songs. So it gives you an overview that helps you play music. Now for C major, you have these diatonic chords. And you want to check these out with the root on the 6th string as well. Here I'm starting on the 4th note of the scale, so with an F major 7, but I'm still just playing the diatonic chords of C major. With these 2 sets of chords, it's easy to play chord progressions like a 2-5-1 in C major. Just pick the voicings that you need from each row. So here I'm starting with the D minor 7 with the root on the 5th string. But you can of course also start with the D minor 7 where the root is on the 6th string. And now you can use these shapes to play through real progressions, like a bit of Satin. This gets the sound of the song into your ears and makes you more comfortable with jazz harmony. Later on, you can add more notes, melodies, and even build rootless voicings. But for now, focus on these basic chords. They are the foundation of everything else. Now, I have another video that goes over that process, which you can check out. I'll link to it in the description. But first, I'm going to show you a skill that's often skipped, but is absolutely essential for getting that real jazz sound. If you start learning jazz, you'll quickly hear someone say, Bach sounds like bebop. And there's a reason for that. When you listen to jazz solos, like the Charlie Parker example that I showed you earlier, you'll notice that lines move towards strong chord tones on the downbeat very often. And this gives the solo direction and forward momentum. It's probably one of the things that you love about jazz. It's part of the sound and the energy of the style. Now you'll find the same type of flow in Bach's music, and that's why people connect the 2 styles. But if you're just starting out, you're probably just focused on hitting the right notes over each chord. And that's normal, but it can kind of make your solos sound like this. Now, I'm making this worse than it actually is, but I'm sure you get the idea. And what is missing is that you start using the notes of the chord that you're on to get to the next chord, similar to what Charlie Parker or anybody else that you check out does. Now, I'll give you a great resource for this in a bit, but here's how it should sound. I'll show you a simple method to add this flow to your solos, but next to that, listen to a lot of solos and try playing some good jazz etudes, like the ones in the Joe Pass guitar style. That's a great way to hear this in action and get it into your ears. There's a link to the book and my video about it in the description. Now, let's check out how to practice for a real jazz flow. This isn't magic, it's something that you can learn. The key is to take the notes of one chord and then make a melody that leads to a note in the next chord. And this target note approach is at the heart of a real jazz flow. And here's why this works. Your melodies have a natural flow and log in with the chords. The lines make sense, they're not just random notes, but melodies that go somewhere, and you put chord tones on the strong beats, making the harmony crystal clear. Even without backing, you can hear the chord changes. Let's try a simple example. If you're working on improvising over a blues in F, start by just using the arpeggios. The easiest way to make the chord sound clear is to target the 3rd of B flat 7, the D. Try making a melody with the F7 arpeggio that ends on the D, something like this. Can you hear how the melody connects the 2 chords? It doesn't sound like random notes anymore. It sounds like a real jazz line, and you can clearly hear the chord change. Now, once you're comfortable, experiment with different lines using chord tones of each chord. You'll discover all sorts of ways to connect your ideas and build that real jazz flow. If you want to take these skills even further and see how pro jazz guitarists actually practice, you need to check out this next video. Here I discuss a daily practice routine built around real songs that helps you put everything to use. You'll also discover the one rule that both Wes Montgomery and John Scofield swear by when it comes to practicing. Check it out, learn jazz, make music.